I told you I was gonna come back with wedding content and makeup tutorials. I have a shirt on. Oh my god, I need lip balm. Okay guys, so I'm gonna do a wedding makeup tutorial. You guys, it's crunch time, okay? It is currently May 6th, okay? I'm getting married in October, so we are almost at the 5-month mark. It is so bizarre how fast this went. I can't even believe it. And I'm doing my own makeup. I've said this before on my channel. I'm doing my own makeup. And as it's approaching, I think I'm getting a little nervous. So I want to sit down. I want to play with makeup. I actually have new products to try as well because I want to know if they're like good, if they'll last a long time, if they'll last, a few hours, if they start to separate. And I actually really want to start trying eyeshadow primers because my lids are super oily and the concealer recently has just been creasing really, really bad. So I definitely do want to try an eye primer. And I want to try this, and I know this is probably unconventional for me to do while I'm filming a bridal tutorial, but we're at 5 months right now. So like I want to start, this is kind of like my trial and error phase, kind of try out different concealers with foundations and powders and things like that and kind of see what works well together, what doesn't work well together. And Jacqueline actually came out with her very first eyeshadow base and her very first eyeshadow palette. And seeing this online, I actually thought that it was such a pretty bridal palette, like minus the dark row on the bottom, but this row right here, these shimmers, these lighter shades, I feel like it's going to be a really nice, like maybe like dip-in palette, because I do makeup on clients as well, and I can tell you I don't use just one single shadow palette. So I mean, I think this would be a really, really, really pretty palette, to dip in these cream shades. These shades right here for transition I think are really pretty. So we're just gonna try it. I have my other palettes here, like I have my Biba, I have the new Dose of Colors palettes, I have my Makeup by Mario, so I will obviously dabble into those if I need to. But I definitely want to get into wearing eyeshadow bases and start kind of testing out eyeshadow bases because, like I said, I'm actually just going to start applying this as I speak because I want to get into it. All right, let's see. So it looks like it has a tint like on the wand, but when you put it down, it kind of looks transparent. So we're just going to go for it. I'm just going to I might do one eye off camera. I don't know yet. Let's see. So I'm going to put a good amount and then just kind of blend it in with my finger, I guess. My lids are super oily and I typically will use a concealer to kind of like conceal and prime them at once, but I find that the concealer is starting to look a little bit heavy. I have a lot of folds and like wrinkles in my lid, so anything that is like too heavy or thick, I want to try to avoid just because I don't want it to obviously like make my eyes feel heavy or dry, things like that. So it's pretty translucent. I did use a foundation to clean up under my brow and above my brow as well. So, but I do really want to start with a cream because I do really like starting with a cream product. I'm going to use my Makeup by Mario shaping sculpting stick, and we're just going to use this as like a base for the outer corner. And literally ever so slightly, I'm just going to like, it's kind of like sketching where you want to put your powder, and it's also going to act as like just another base on the lid so it doesn't move. And I'm just going to kind of stick to like this outer part here. I'm not going to blend in so much towards my crease, but I just want to use this as kind of like an initial lay down. Just like this, like it just kind of gives you a really nice, rude. So I think that's good. I think that's good. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and dip into the palette. It feels so weird for me to start blending shadow because I don't have that like blank canvas. I still see like my skin and my veins, so it's kind of throwing me off, but I think we'll make it work. I really want to dip into this shade, which is Pudding Girl. This looks so pretty. It's a really nice warm brown shade. Not much kickback in the pan. I've seen some reviews on this palette. I haven't seen many. So I feel like my opinion is still unbiased because I've only seen like 2 or 3 reviews. And they've been a little bit mixed. But I think everybody's eyes are different. What they want in a shadow is different, you know, so. But I wanted to just try it. I really want to try the primer. I'll probably try the primer again with like a different eyeshadow palette, but I really just want to get like a really nice base out here. And as I have leftover shadow on my brush, that's when I'm going to start sweeping it into the crease. Okay, so literally I just got this from blending in Pudding Girl. Do you see how like that brown cream base really did help this pop? I have to say the shadow is blending quite nicely. I have no issues with it. I'm taking a little bit of Biscuit and Honey. Honey is a little bit more of like a pinky. Biscuit's a little bit more of like a neutral bone colored shadow. And I'm just taking a mix of both and I'm really just kind of like blending this really softly right up here. I kind of dragged this a little bit too far out, but this is why I want to do these wedding makeup tutorials, you know, like 2 or 3 times a month, because it'll give me something to kind of look back on and say like, yeah, I didn't like that, I didn't like that, I didn't like the way I did that, or, you know, let's avoid doing that step, you know, things like that. So what I do want to do though is I think I'm going to take a little bit of Rachy, which is this shade right here next to Pudding Girl. And I'm just going to take a little bit of it and then just kind of throw this right here. Just like right here. From like the inner crease, from the middle of the crease to the inner part. Just for a little. And every time I go in with another shade in my crease, I'm going back in with that Biscuit and Honey blend on a fluffy brush just to kind of really marry the shades together and make sure I have no harsh lines, things like that. So like this is where I'm kind of, I think I'm gonna take a wipe and we're just going to kind of clean this up. So this is where I'm kind of lost because a part of me wants to do a liner and then a part of me doesn't want to do a liner. And when I say liner, I mean just a line on the top of my, I'm opening a liner. Just a liner on the top. I don't want a winged liner. It's not my cup of tea. Maybe like smudged a little bit. This one's new. Whoa, that's so nice. This is from L'Oreal. What is this called? The Infallible Up to 30-Hour Precision Felt Liner. This is nice. And it's drying down matte. Okay, I have an idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take, I'm just going to take like literally the slightest bit of this Makeup by Mario pencil. Let me just sharpen this baby. This is in the shade The Perfect Brown, and I'm just gonna like do that. I don't know if you guys see what I'm doing. I don't know. I just feel like I'm so close to the camera. And I'm gonna take, I'm okay if this gets messy because I'm probably gonna put another base down for the shimmer. So I'm okay if it gets messy, but I'm actually just going to blend this out. And I'm going to take a pinch, like literally the tattest bit of Bad Mousy. See, a little bit more of like a purpley brown, but I'm vibing with it. A little bit more like a cool tone brown, but let's see what happens. Like I said, like these are all trial and error. I'm thinking like about a month away from my wedding, I'm just going to keep doing like the same look with different products. Like once I get like the kind of shadow I want down, and we'll kind of, I really can't speak. I'm having a really difficult time speaking, but this obviously isn't my completed like bridal look, like my Like this might change. I might not do a wing. I might not do a liner. I might not do this deep of a brown. Like, you know, a lot might change. But I like doing this because it just kind of like gives you that like full upper lash line. See, like that looks so nice. Okay, let's go in. See, like that might be too goldeny for me. I don't know if I want to go that goldeny. I really like a champagne tone. So let's see what I got. Because I love this Makeup by Mario. Master Metallics, and this shade, I love mixing this shade with this shade, so let's just see. But should I apply more of that Jaclyn Hill base, or should I apply like a concealer? Because I don't want to apply, let's apply a little bit more of that base, because that base will give you like that tacky, and I'm going to put it on the back of my hand. I'm not going to apply it from the applicator, and I'm going to just take a flat brush and pick it up. I'm gonna grab that L'Oreal liner. Wow, that was so easy to apply. It's a very flexible felt tip liner, I do have to say. All right, I think I'm gonna like stop this here because I don't want to go. I feel like I kind of went darker than I was anticipating, but maybe it's because I don't have like a lot of, maybe because I don't have the other eye done, or what it may be. I'm just taking Pudding Girl and a pinch of Bad Mousy and just kind of like stamping it right on top. I don't know if I'm loving this, but let me just go do the other eye and then we'll do the face. Okay, we're back. I like the eyes, but this is definitely something like more dramatic than I'm aiming for. I don't know if it's the blown out outer corner or if it's the liner. I'm not too sure, but let's just do our face makeup and let's see what happens. So I think I'm gonna go in with the Laneige Glowy Makeup Serum. I think I'm gonna go in with it. It's a really, really, really nice primer, I have to say. Oh, I think that's a lot. I need this for the hydration, the glow. We can always add the glow, whether we're mixing the glow in with our foundation or whatnot, but I need the dewiness and I need the hydration because I don't want my skin to look dry. We're gonna let that sit for a second. Just let it sit for a second and drag it down here. So I definitely want to apply the Vanish airbrush. And about a pump of it is fine. I really focus this around my smile lines, my nose, and like more like porous-y areas. And in between my brows, because I do make like crazy faces and the 11 lines sure do show. But like always let your primers kind of, you know, have a chance to set. I'm probably gonna mix a bunch of different foundations. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm probably gonna mix a bunch of them, but like I said, this is all trial and error. So I'm gonna go in with my NARS concealer. I've actually picked up a new shade. This is Vanilla. It's a little bit more neutral as opposed to, I think I was using Nougatine. So I'm gonna start with the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation. Oldie but a goodie. I love her. And we're actually gonna just start blending this out with a brush. I am going to mix. I'm gonna take a pump of my Dior Forever Skin Glow. I love this foundation, like a pump and a half because this is my tan shade, but I'm gonna mix a little bit of the matte one as well. Just a pump of it, like literally just a pump. And we're gonna mix it and we're going to apply it And I'm going to wear this all day until I'm ready to go to bed because I really want to see the longevity of it. I want to see if it starts separating. I want to see how the primers are lasting. I want to see what I have to tweak. So if like the foundation starts to separate after X amount of hours, I know I can't use this combo. I know I've been seeing a lot of like bridal TikTok. Like I'm obviously on bridal TikTok. So like a lot of people use Giorgio Armani. I do want to do a tutorial with the Dior Air Flash because I know that is a favorite as well. I'm mixing the matte foundation in with the glow, mainly because matte foundations glowy foundations have a rap of not lasting long on the skin. I mean, I can concur with that. Like, I can agree that is the case, but what do I still like? So I use this new tanner. I'm gonna go off on like 7 million tangents. But I use this new tanner and I feel like I just look still so pale. My hands for some reason just literally soak up. Literally just soak up freaking self-tan. It's so crazy, but we have to like literally get everything. We're gonna go down the neck, get the ears. Skin looks so good. Skin looks really good. Let's go ahead and start cream contouring. I actually saw someone use this. It was like MUA Nina, but I saw someone use this. So I'm going to take the Makeup by Mario F3 brush and the skinnier side, and we're going to I'm just using like really very like tapping motions. I'm not really necessarily swiping. I'm literally pushing it into the skin. I'm tapping and just kind of moving the brush along the face as I tap. I'm not swiping because I don't want to move that product around. But like when we get to the hairline, like I'm going to blend in towards the hairline. It's really important to just keep whatever you used with your foundation right next to you and just kind of go over everything. Push your face in so we don't have any lines. I'm just gonna use this brush. I'm like really quiet right now because I'm like really concentrating, and every so often kind of like look in a bigger mirror. So I have my small makeup mirror right in front of me, but I also have my other mirror here, like my vanity mirror. So we're just going to it's so crazy because like, yeah, I'm doing this makeup tutorial now, but like so many new products can drop, and like I'm really hoping Makeup by Mario launches his foundation before October. That would be fucking amazing. Now we're gonna go with concealer. I actually just repurchased this. I love this concealer so much. I don't know if I want to use it right now, because I've actually been loving the Pat McGrath one. So good, and we all know Hourglass is just a fave, but I really want to try. I'm going to use a pinch of Pat McGrath right here to get rid of like this yellowy, this like dark circles. And I'm just going to go ahead and blend. I'm literally tapping so lightly. This is a really great concealer. I don't care what anybody says. I follow so many makeup artists that actually use like this. Wow, this is a pretty dark shade. What shade did I get? I got Almond. I didn't want to get, I usually use Snow or Swan, one of those, but I didn't want to get it because I didn't want it to be super bright. But I know so many makeup artists that use the Too Faced Born This Way for wedding foundation. I know a makeup artist that uses this concealer for under the eyes too, like crazy. I'm gonna have to use a lighter concealer though to brighten because I want to definitely have light to my face, you know? But I don't want to apply too many products. Really important, make sure you're getting like in this inner corner because you don't want it to be dark. So I'm just gonna take a brush and just kind of blend this out a little bit. You don't want it to be dark in there. Loving it. Loving the way that this looks. I'm gonna apply cream blush. We are going to use Rare Beauty Hope and a little bit of Happy. And I'm also gonna mix a little bit of this Dior liquid highlighter with it as well. Again, like we're always pushing product. We're never swiping. Wow, I don't think I used enough. Shocker. The Dior actually like lightens it. What am I gonna do on my wedding day when like I feel like I can't mix anything on the back of my hand? I need to buy like 17 different makeup palettes. I will always blend blush up to my temple. I will never not do that. It's okay to over blush because blush is the first thing that fades on your face. So imagine getting your makeup done at like 9 o'clock in the morning, maybe even earlier. You're not getting married until 5 p.m. or 4 p.m., 3 p.m. even, like, and your photographer's coming at 1, you know, like, kind of sounds like my schedule right now, but just imagine that, like, you want to put blush on, and I'm gonna put powder blush on too, so. Okay. I'm gonna mix some of my powders together. So we're gonna take some Pound Cake, we're gonna take some Givenchy, we're gonna blend out these under eyes, Givenchy, Pound Cake, Givenchy, Pound Cake. Push the product into your skin. Look up and set. Look up and set. Givenchy, Pound Cake. Take the excess off your hands. You see how much excess powder is on my hand? And I'm pushing into the skin. On the day of my wedding, I'm gonna have like 4 beauty blenders because I don't want to use a sponge for, like the same sponge for everything. I want to use one sponge for foundation, one sponge for concealer. You know, I'm gonna take Pound Cake It's kind of like a mix of both actually. And we're just going to push this down the nose. I'm going to set the center of the face. So like, it occurs to me that a lot of people use the Charlotte Tilbury, which is totally fine. But honestly, if you're gonna use it, I feel you have to use it and like not use a shit ton of powder. Cause like if you're gonna use it and then use a shit ton of powder, what's the point of using it? I just feel like it's an extra product on the face. And I don't want the face to look like super heavy. So that's that. I have the Charlotte Tilbury in my bag, but I'm just gonna use my new one that I have here. And I'm gonna take this and start pushing this leftover powder. I'm gonna take my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. I'm gonna use every time I pick something up, I have to dust it off, like tap it off, and then even like put it on the back of my hand before it goes on my face. So again, and I'm really throwing this into my hairline, and I want my hair back, so I like really need it to blend into my hairline. I'm going to take the One Size Beauty foundation powder and the same brush I use for my Charlotte Tilbury. Just place it right under the contour. So I love this palette by Dior. It was limited edition, I think the end of 2020 I purchased it, and it is in the shade 004 Rose Gold. I don't know if it's on their website. I don't think it's on their website. I want them to come back with this combo so bad. I love this highlighter palette so much. It's absolutely stunning. But since you guys can't get this, I also really love this palette by Charlotte Tilbury. It's the new Gasm palette, so you get like two bronzer, like you get a bronzer, a contour, a blush, and then the highlighter. So you have a super glow, a multi glow, a super sculpt, and then a soft sculpt. So if like you wanted to really like contour, I guess you can say, like I'm trying to get a brush, but no. So if I just want to like contour just a little, I could with this more ashy tone. I may actually use this down my nose. Let's see what it looks like down my nose. I'm gonna mix a little bit of the warm though, so it's not too. It's so weird because like when you touch them, it feels like they're not, like they're so thin, the powder, but then you apply it and it's like, what? I do want to apply just a little bit of the regular bronzer that I used. Honestly, just gonna take this again down my nose and in the center, but I'm not gonna leave it. My card said full, so I have no idea where I left off, but it looks so good. My skin looks so fucking good. Holy shit. I'm gonna set with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, party all night, stay all day. It says how long this. Primes and sets for up to 16 hours, instantly locking your look for makeup magic that looks just applied. No melting, no fade, and no creasing. Hold 6 to 8 inches away and mist over entire face and after applying makeup. So gonna let that kind of work its magic. I want to apply some Face and Body Glow to the chest. Don't forget your shoulders. I don't want to apply like creams to my chest because I don't want thing getting on my gown. So if you have any suggestions for like the chest, let me know. I'm cool with just powder just to make everything blend and stuff. But I mean, I have to say, my eyes look fucking amazing. And that primer, not a fucking crease in sight. That's all I have to say. Not a fucking crease in sight. That's fabulous. Okay, so I'm actually going to apply this this blush in here first. So we're gonna just apply a little bit of this. So I love this palette, right? I love this palette. It's so gorgeous. But this is the only shade this palette comes in. Anyone with darker skin tones probably cannot use this palette. Maybe they could. The contour shade would definitely be like super ashy on them. I love this highlighter too. Like I'm going to apply a little bit of it. I just love the way that it applies and it sits on the skin. It's so soothing. It's so smoothing and it's absolutely stunning. Like, do you see how stunning that is? Like, there's no, like, because I feel like it's a dark highlight for me personally. Since I am self-tan, I mean, it does work. But, like, even when I'm not self-tan and I'm, you know, pale, it doesn't do, like, I don't know. I don't know how to say it, but I just think it looks stunning. I am not the type of person that likes a super bright under eye, but if you are, go for it. I don't even have a light powder enough to do that unless I use my Charlotte Tilbury. Wow, I am so happy with the way that this looks. It's incredible. Let's finish the eyes. I'm just going to literally take Pudding Girl again. Is that the name of the palette? The shadow? Yep, I'm gonna take Pudding Girl on a flat definer brush. And we're going to push this up against the lower lash line. Totally blocking myself. So I'm a liar, and I did mix a touch of Bad Mousy, literally a dab, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer and a small pencil brush just to kind of buff this out. And then for further blending, I mean, go in with Biscuit. I'm going to take a little bit of like a bigger brush. You could take Biscuit, honey, even like peanut butter. And just kind of like really go under the eye like that. What I also want to do is just take, you know what, I'm not going to do that. So do you remember how we cleaned it up? But because I applied so much foundation, concealer, things like that, it softens it. So like I love the eyes right now. I do. I love the eyes right now. Really, 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 such a really beautiful look. But I'm actually gonna brighten them with a nude liner. This is the Kai liner in Matte Nude. I don't know how long this lasts on the eyes for, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply waterproof mascara again. This is MAC Giga Black Lash. I used my Lancome Monsieur Big mascara on the upper, which I will do again once the lower dries. Should I practice crying in this makeup as well? I'm gonna let that dry. I'm actually gonna go back to my brows. I know I did my brows off camera, and I think I'm just gonna do like a dedicated tutorial for my brows. And I don't even think the last time I filmed a brow routine. But it's so interesting. I posted a TikTok where if you're a makeup artist, like where you do clients and all that, why is it that when you do makeup on yourself, you don't hold your skin. You know what I'm saying? Like, for us, when we do our makeup, we constantly like pull our ears back and like tighten our face by like using our muscles. But because we're not the client, we can't do that. We have to make the skin taut. We have to pull it. So by the time I'm done with my makeup, my fucking head hurts because I'm like constantly like pulling my ears back and making my skin taut. But I started, I don't want to do it now because I don't want to lift my makeup. But I started, oh, I have a powder puff here I could use actually. I started pulling my brow up to make the skin taut. And I do the same thing for cleaning up the brow. That way my concealer doesn't skip on any skin. And I'm actually going to go in with the NYX brow pen and just kind of flick towards the front of the brow. Brow gel, NYX, brow glue. I don't care what anybody says. It's glue, okay? And I've actually been combing my hairs in the direction that they grow. So what I like doing is personally using the same highlighter I used on my face, on my brow bones, in the middle of, on the inner corners of my lids. So that's what I'm gonna do, but I am gonna mix just a touch of the Dior highlighter in here as well. Again, I'm really sorry you can't purchase it, but like I'm not famous enough for like Dior to go ahead and say like, yeah, I'll bring it back because Michelle loves it because they have no idea who I am. So I literally just take like a mix of all of the highlighters on a pencil brush. And we're just gonna like literally pop them right there. I love a fucking inner corner highlight so bad. Like Makeup Geek Shimma Shimma, MAC Nylon, like OG inner corner. It just looks so good. And then we're just gonna take that same highlighter right underneath the arch of the brow. And we're gonna go on the cubital. Okay, I'm gonna spray my face one more time. So for lashes, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I used, did I use these? I used Beauty Creations Sweet Talk and they look so beautiful. That's what the eyes look like. They look really, really stunning. I don't want a super loud lash that hides the shadow. I don't want a heavy lash. Beauty Creations are the only lashes I've been using for probably the last year. They're so incredible. I absolutely love them. So if you're not used to wearing a strip lash, then I recommend you can wear a strip lash and cut it in threes so you don't feel like that heaviness. I'm so used to wearing a strip lash, like it doesn't bother me. Maybe by like hour 12 it'll bother me, but listen, it's my wedding. As long as I know they're comfortable, they're light, I have no problem with it as long as the band isn't bothering me. You know, like there are so many different, you know, factors that go into wearing lashes. Like I see makeup artists that apply individuals on brides. I've done individuals on brides, but I've also done strips on brides. You know what I'm saying? Like it just kind of depends on the type of person. That's why I always love asking people whenever I sit them down for, you know, a makeup look. I always sit them down and I say, hey, like, what kind of makeup are you used to wearing? Because I feel like there's just like this. I always ask my clients what kind of makeup they're used to wearing, what kind of skin type they have, if they have drier skin, oilier skin, if they feel like they're combo. I always ask them these types of questions, especially when it comes to what kind of makeup they're wearing, because you're not going to put a full coverage foundation on someone who has never worn a full coverage foundation before in their life. You're not going to do that. It just doesn't make sense. They're not going to feel comfortable in it unless they say, hey, yeah, listen, try and do it for the trial and boom, you can do it. Fine. That's great. But when it comes to like I'm used to full coverage foundations. Honestly, I'm not used to light coverage foundations. I'd rather wear a full coverage foundation and kind of sheer it out, not use a lot, maybe use like one less pump. But that's just my personal opinion. So like, if you're gonna sit down and you're gonna do someone's makeup, ask them what kind of, you know, makeup they're used to, what kind of makeup they like. I think I need my bag. I have the other shade I want. So for now, I'm just gonna use Makeup by Mario's lip pencil in the shade Toasty. I have Toasty, Tan, and Almond, but I have no idea where Tan and Almond are. I thought they were in my bag and they're not. So hopefully they're somewhere in a car or something. It's a pretty color, but I like Tan or Toasty, Tan or Almond better. It's a little bit more of like a warmer brown, but this one's fine. And I love that it comes with a lip brush on the other side because I love blending the lip colors together. I will literally always use KKW Nude 1 in every makeup tutorial that I use. And I don't know why she hasn't come out with her rebrand yet. But I do know I don't want to put like a shit ton of lipstick on. Because I also hate when you get that, like, line. It's so good! It is so fucking good. I can't. Such a good lipstick. I swear if she reformulates them, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm definitely not a hairstylist. I mean, this is the vibe. I have to obviously, like, cut these more, but this is kind of like the vibe, just more volume in the ponytail. But anyways, this is the final look, you guys. I am fucking obsessed. I didn't think that I was going to love this as much as I currently do, but it looks so good. If you want to pop on a gloss, you can. Maybe I'll like highlight my décolletage a little bit more, you know, with some powder. I'm not really into like the whole contouring the chest, so I might just go some highlight and that's it, we're good. But I am so obsessed with how this looks. I think it looks so beautiful. This is definitely in the running for a bridal for sure. Love this makeup look. It looks so good. It's glam, but it's like still natural, and you don't have to necessarily add the liner that I did. I might not even do that as well. Maybe I'll try doing this look again without the liner because that definitely does make it a little bit more dramatic because it's a little bit more darker, more smoky by the lash line. I have to say, this eyeshadow primer is fucking good. Oh, holy shit. My lids, my freaking shimmer shades would literally be creasing right now. So I am super happy with the way that that looks. Holy crap, it looks so good. It looks so good. I am so happy. I'm so excited. Let me know what you guys thought down below in the comments. Let me know what kind of bridal tutorial you want to see next. I'm obsessed. I love it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. I have plenty of more content coming, I promise. I promise, I promise, I promise. Let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see down below in the description box. I love you, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.